So let's take a moment to talk about EAP-TLS. Now, when we talk about extensible authentication protocol, we're talking about that framework that we mentioned in an earlier lesson. If you didn't see that lesson, you need to go back and take a look. That is the framework for authentication that allows us to exchange information. We know how this authentication process is going to work because we're using the EAP protocol. Now, in this little section here, I'm going to talk about EAP-TLS for a couple slides here. First off, let's talk about the support that is implemented in EAP-TLS. We have Windows 7, 8, and 10 have native support for EAP-TLS, and also the mobile operating system for the Windows Phone 8.1 and further all have EAP-TLS natively installed in their operating system. We also have Linux and Mac OS X. Mac OS X also has EAP-TLS. Apple iOS, so if you have your iPhone, that does have EAP-TLS available as well. Android. And what this does is each client has those user certificates that we need to get things done native to those operating systems. So everything's installed and ready to go. Now remember, certificates, if you forgot already, certificates are the keys basically with the name, time, or duration of those keys installed on it, along with the certificate authority's hash involved. So that's what makes up a certificate, the public key, name, time, and certificate authority. So lots of information in a user certificate, so that is what we're looking at. Now, infrastructure requirements. If we're going to implement EAP-TLS as authentication, what we're going to use to authenticate to each other, there is something we need. We need a supported radius server. Has to be a radius server here. It can be ICE. ICE can be used as your radius server or any other valid radius server that supports EAP-TLS. Now, the radius server does require a server certificate, right? We're using certificate exchange to verify identities. So in order to do that, we have to have our certificates. And we must adhere to a certificate authority server, our pre-shared, our public key infrastructure, where we have identified everybody and we have that third-party trust enabled. So third-party stamp, this is your public key, this is his public key, and then we can use our private keys to unencrypt traffic from each other. We also need a type of certificate managed. Both the client and the radius server certificates have to be managed. So we need some type of certificate management in place. So that's what we really need to get our EAP-TLS running. These are the basics. Now, just the basics, but we still need a couple of things. First off, note that the Windows can use a single sign-on feature tied to Microsoft's identity software that is located in the Microsoft database. So that allows us access to single sign-on through the Microsoft domain. And remember, certificates are given to everyone through a certificate authority, whether that's a local authority or not is up to you, but we need some type of certificate authority in order to make this work.